The third chapter of the time skip just dropped, and we have a lot to talk about because Ikimoto and Kijimoto cooked yet again with this chapter. The power that Boruto seems to have gained is on a whole different level because the way he disrespected Code, damn, we have a lot to talk about in this chapter review. Before we even discuss this though, we have to praise Ikimoto's art. It was very consistent in this chapter, and I already have one of my favorite panels that he drew at the last page. This is definitely one of my favorite panels ever, and I really am enjoying the art. It looks very good. I like how clean the art style looks and is very sharp. I'm liking the art. Ikimoto definitely needs to get his praise. Sometimes he be messing up and we'll be the first people to let you guys know, but when he does do some good, I want to show him some love and some hospitality because this is the case with the cover too. As we see Hema, I really do enjoy this cover. The more and more I look at the cover, I do seem to enjoy it because I like the drop shadow effect that Hema has. I like the design, the baggy pants. We know that obviously Hema has some baggy pants. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I don't mind, to be honest. And I really like the cover. I like the background. It looks very cool. The title is Uzuhiko. And this is what we're going to be seeing in this chapter. We're going to learn more about what Boruto's Rasegan truly is. And the one thing a lot of people have said is that Hema didn't really appear a lot in the chapter. So why is she the chapter cover? What I think Ikimoto is doing right now is just dropping the official designs with the coloring of the characters in the time skip. So we're just going to be seeing a bunch of different characters, maybe even Sumire, Mitsuki be the cover, and they won't necessarily have much to do in the chapter. And after we get all these new designs with the proper coloring, then we'll move on to the actual chapter covers that we used to get in the past, where the person who is the chapter cover, he or she is going to be very influential in that chapter. But Hema, not so much, but she had a very cool moment in my opinion. So the chapter starts off right where we left off, with Code realizing what Boruto's Rasengan is. Rasengan Uzuhiko. He heard the name and he doesn't really seem to be bothered. He thinks it's going to be a typical Rasengan and it's not going to work. This is what Code says multiple times. He even thinks it's going to be the Vanishing Rasengan, but he says the Vanishing Rasengan is more of a long range jutsu. So why is Boruto approaching him? He doesn't seem to understand and lashes his claw marks, and then he tries to go behind Boruto. And we see Boruto who has the swirls around him, and we see Code behind him. Code tries to slash Boruto, but Boruto, somehow he dodges it quite easily, attempting to hit Code, but Code ends up grabbing him. We have to remember, both of these characters at the moment, they are in their base form. They continue to fight and scramble, and we have some very cool dialogue. We have Code, obviously, who is cocky, and he says it is futile if you cannot hit him. And at that moment, he ends up using his karma. What's very interesting is that Boruto hasn't used his karma, even though he saw that Code activated his. We have to remember that Code ended up being the one who taught Boruto and Kawaki how to use the karma, and look at what's happening now. He should have never done that. He should have never gave them the secret code. I don't understand why Code did it, but we appreciate the help. But Boruto tells him too, it is halfway done. Things are going my plan, you are about to be killed. And we see the swirls go around Code's right arm. And he questions what this really is as we see the swirls going around his left arm. He doesn't understand what is happening, and Boruto tells him, this is your last warning. Show me to the 10 tails, you'll be good, I'll let you go this time, but you have to guide me to the 10 tails. And we obviously know that Code will not listen, and he continues to attack Boruto. But this is where things get very interesting. We have Boruto effortlessly dodges it calmly. It seems like he's zapping around on some Ultra Instinct type beat. You feel me? It seems like he's going everywhere. Code can't seem to land anything on Boruto. And it's very cool. I really like these panels right here. Code doesn't really understand what's going on. I can't wait till this gets animated. If this gets animated, I think they'll probably do us a bit with some Ultra Instinct type vibe, or it's going to be some sort of effect that Code is quite dizzy, because we do end up seeing that in the panels to come, we do end up seeing that Code's words end up having some sort of wavy effect as if he is dizzy. I think that's what they're trying to represent by having the words be very wavy. And we see Code who faces Boruto. He looks at him, and in a blink of an eye, Boruto is behind him, and then Boruto calmly, you don't have to do too much, gently guides his hand through Code's stomach, and it seems that Code has been hit. Rasegan Uzuhiko. And the swirls that are around Boruto more and more keep to pop up, and they all rush to Code's gut. And we see Code, who is flying away. Anybody who did invest in Code stocks, look what happened now. All the stocks have crashed. Code has been taken down early on in the chapter. He is fodder. I don't know, man. Code seems to be fodder. I don't know what's going to happen for his character, but trust me, bro, he is not dying. He is here to stay. I'm telling you this right now. A lot of people would disagree. A lot of people think that he's going to get potentially absorbed. If he does get absorbed in some sort of way, it's not like it's going to be bad, but I still see him being there, bro. It's going to be the Karma Trio, bro. It's going to be the Karma Trio. Code's gonna go somewhere else. Let Boruto, Kawaki do their thing. And this is the path I think Code's character is going to take. I just can't see him dying yet. And this is what I'm saying. I really am enjoying the art. We can see right now the background looks to perfection, to precise. I like how everything is looking. We have Code and Boruto. So I'm really enjoying this. This chapter is my favorite chapter of the time skip, bro. This is chapter I really like in the art. I'm really liking everything. And now we have more explanation as to what exactly Boruto's Rasengan is. As Ida says that it is simpler than she thought. It's just a regular, ordinary Rasengan. But Damon is trying to spit the fact because he tells her that he feels the tremors of the planet. So it seems like Boruto has used the rotation of the planet and incorporated it in his Rasengan. And it's quite interesting because even Damon is kind of impressed. He's like, hold on, okay, Boruto's cooking something right here. But what's very interesting is he doesn't really he's not bothered by it. He's like kind of impressed. Like you see your little brother do something impressive, but you know you can still beat him. I don't know if Damon can still beat Boruto, but I wouldn't be surprised because Damon is not worried like he was worried with Hima. It's not the same thing. He sees this as, okay, this is kind of amusing. It's kind of impressive. I do like that you have gone this strong, but I can still beat you. That's the type of vibe that Damon is giving off right now. And we go back to Code and Boruto. And the one thing I'll give Code is Code's durability is up there for sure because he's still standing. And it seems like now it's over, bro. It's over. Now he's trying to stand up. Immediately he falls to the ground. He's questioning, oh, hold on, what's happening right now? And yeah, we see the wavy effects on the text, which does tell us that he is affected by Boruto's secret passive ability that we do end up finding out, where Boruto tells us that the chakra of the planet, a Rasengan that absorbs its rotation, that is Uzuhiko. This is the result of Boruto using his ability. This is where Boruto tells Code that this effect that he is feeling right now is semi-permanent, which means it will only stop if he deactivates this move or if the planet stops rotating, which means that his life ends here. Unless he does cooperate, unless we see Code cooperating, he will end up dying. And this is where we see another cool panel. We have Boruto who pulls up like he's Pain, who pulls up like he's a villain. This is what happens when you start chilling with Sasuke for a little too long. You start having these villainous poses. He goes up to Code, who is next to a tree, and he's chilling. He can't do much of anything. He's slumped. Boruto tells him, I can release Uzuhiko, but you have to guide me to the 10 tails. You have to guide me to the 10 tails. And if you don't, I will simply kill you. And this would end up helping the village later on. So there is no problem. So he's doing his negotiation. He's trying to be on some light Yagami type vibes, some Aina Koji type vibes. But we have Kawaki who pops in thinking he's the MC. He forgot that Boruto is back in the village. And Boruto easily in base goes back. And the one thing I want to say again, Code was using his Karma version 2, which means in that state he was definitely stronger than Jigen, but Boruto in base effortlessly moved past him, dodging moves Code couldn't even understand. Use one ability and Code is on the ground, slumped near the tree. And we have Kawaki, who by trying to cut Boruto almost prevented Code from bagging Ida later on. You know that Code's goal is to get Ida and to prove that his love is true or not. But what Kawaki was about to do right there, he would have stopped everything. Ida would definitely not mess with Code if Kawaki's attack ended up landing at the spot where it was 2 inches away. If you understand, you understand. You feel me? And we do end up seeing Team 10 and we see Hima. And then Hima says Boruto. And we see Boruto's reaction. And obviously as the older brother, it makes a lot of sense for Boruto to care, almost be taken away, almost be baffled at seeing his little sister. Obviously it makes sense for Boruto to still care for her little sister. She doesn't understand anything that's happening. She is not involved. She is Boruto's little sister, because we see all of Boruto's reactions to seeing Sadara is cool, I'm stoic, to seeing all these different people in the village. But when he sees his little sister, it cracks a bit of his shield. It cracks a bit of his coldness. He goes back to his state that he used to be, because this is his little sister. You have Shikadai and Team 10. They're questioning why Boruto is here. Kawaki does the same, and he prevents Code from being able to escape and tells Boruto that, oh, okay, it seems like Code is exhausted. You probably packed him up, but you're gonna get packed up next. Tells Shikamaru everything that's happening, and they're planning on getting rid of Code for good right now that he is exhausted, now that he is taken aback, chilling, slumped near the tree. And Code ends up using one of his claw grinds as bait and passes through them and goes back to his base. We have Kawaki. We have some interesting dialogue with Kawaki and Boruto, and what I do like a lot is that Boruto really doesn't care. This is what I was telling a lot of people. Boruto and Kawaki are simply not on the same wavelength. I don't know if Kawaki will try to fight him in the next chapter, but if they do, I do see Boruto beating Kawaki easily. And just telling him on some Sasuke type of vibe or some Itachi type of vibe, you are simply not worth killing. Goes back, doesn't do anything to Kawaki, and Kawaki is just there, damn. 3 years on some, this is going to be the inverse. It's going to be the inverse of Naruto and Sasuke, where this time it is Sasuke and Boruto who are the ones who appear to be way stronger than everybody else, and Kawaki and Naruto are the ones who are simply too weak, the ones who didn't train enough, maybe the ones who are not up to par. And this is exactly what may be happening in the next chapter. And I do love the panels. We see Kawaki, we see Boruto, we see Kawaki, we see Boruto. I love the dynamic that we have right here, and Boruto really doesn't have any hard feelings towards Kawaki, just like he expressed in chapter 80. So what changed Boruto? It's not really Kawaki. Something else must have happened, because that smile, he's not smiling. He's cool. He's not smiling. He's not mad at Kawaki, but he's not smiling like he was back in the days. And he really doesn't care about Kawaki like that anymore, which is very interesting to me. And we go back to the tree. So now a lot of people are saying, oh, Sasuke got turned into a tree, oh this, oh that. We come to figure out that if you got turned into a tree, you are not completely dead. You're probably just stuck there and you can't do anything, because they figured out that he was alive. Maybe he's still alive, but just for the moment, and the tree will continue sucking his chakra until he ends up dying. Maybe that's the case, but I don't know. But one of my favorite dialogues right here is Kawaki saying, 3 years? What's up with that new look? Did you become Uchiha's adopted child? He's obviously referencing Sasuke. And we have Boruto, who tells him that he's relieved to see that him and Hima are doing fine, completely avoiding what's happening. And this is the second time that Boruto is avoiding talking about Sasuke. Sasuke is not dead though. Sasuke is not dead. You won't convince me that Sasuke is dead. Now we chilling. You can't convince me that Sasuke has died. And Kawaki continues to trash talk Boruto, telling him that his time has come to an end and that he is going to fight him. This is what Kawaki is telling Boruto. A lot of people think that Boruto saying that he wouldn't mind dying in the village is potentially foreshadowing Boruto, who ends up dying in the village in the future. Maybe that's the case. I won't dabble it into this video, but what I will talk about is what we see right here, as we see a toad who appears on Boruto's neck. He said, succeeded in sneaking in, Boruto. Code went back to his base. And Boruto tells him, what about the 10 tails? And the Code answers, wait, not yet. We have Code, who struggles to walk, and we see Bug, who got turned into a tree. Bug got packed up, so we know that Sasuke didn't get turned into a tree. This is going to be funny, man. We might see a lot of people get turned into trees. This actually might be hilarious. Konohamaru, hey, if somebody is to get turned into a tree, I wouldn't mind Konohamaru being that person, because we don't care about that guy. But we have a new look at the Ten Tails, and the Ten Tails seems to have definitely changed. And this reminds me a lot of the Ghetto statue because of the way his head is shaped and how the Code's claw marks is covering his eye, which is potentially why the Clawgrams had access to that Renegon. But we have a frog who is on Code's hip, and he watches everything. And we have my favorite panel of the Boruto series. Yes, this is my favorite panel of the Boruto series. It says, confirmed, it's the Ten Tails. And we have Boruto who says, good. Hey bro, this is looking too cold. I'm sorry, look up Boruto, bro. I'm geeking a little too much. Hold on. Let me go back to being me. Hold on, look at Boruto though. Boruto, I love the shading. This is my favorite panel right now. We have the frog next to him. Hey, we all know what this means. So let me just get to the point. We all know what this means. Kashin Koji is back. I told you guys that he was gonna come back, trust. But it also brings back the Sasuke death flags, but we're not gonna be talking about that. Sasuke is alive. But this chapter, I won't lie, this chapter is to precise, is to perfection. I am enjoying the Boruto series. A lot of people got a bit scared, but I'm telling you guys, in Ikimoto and Kijimoto we trust. We have the last final text. This is the narrative text that says Boruto drove away Code with his overwhelming power of his technique. What about the two gammas that follow? Things are looking very interesting. This chapter, to me, if I'd have to give it a rating, I would give this chapter a 10 out of 10. Was that even a question? Was that even a question? If you read this chapter and it's not a 10 out of 10, go read it again. You think it's a 9? Go read it again. Oh, it's a 10 now, right? Exactly, I told you. This chapter is a 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed everything here. Let me know your comments, questions, theories, predictions, everything in the comment section below. And I'm out, bruh.